You know what I love most about that intro is the faces we make. It's the moments that scroll by like that. Like,
you've got a picture of yourself like that on your wall.
I do. Yeah.
You do the best screen captures.
I do. I always am giving you giggles and laughs in your life.
Well, that's right. And I always comment about the photos, like those photos in the the thumbnail, the video thumbnail for the episode. I mean, those were taken in 2014, and is that 8 years ago?
That is correct, sir.
Doesn't feel like us anymore.
2014 minus 2022 is 8 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep. So thank you for watching this show, Lancaster Connects, the show about small business success, the battle on Main Street, big versus small. That's really what the show is about, right? We're highlighting great people locally doing business locally, great charities that are helping our community. That's what we're here to bring you on this show. I actually didn't even get to share an idea with Ben that I had to improve the show. So to be continued, because I owe it to my business partner to tell him first and not you.
Announce it. Hey, we're doing this.
Which I think's been done.
Yeah, well, that's totally cool. Hey, I like surprises.
Yeah, we're going to talk it out a little more behind the scenes first, because it involves our podcast team, which is Chris and his team at Cast Ahead.
Well, we like surprising him too.
Yeah.
What would be different?
Well, we like it, but he doesn't.
Right. I think he just likes the confetti button.
He doesn't appreciate that all that much. But anyway, if you like the show and you want in on the fun stuff we do on the show, that happens when you comment. And what happens when you comment?
You get entered to win a fabulous prize.
And that prize is?
Either a $25 restaurant gift card.
I mean, we're only like 60 some episodes in. You'd think I wouldn't have to feed this guy lines.
Less nor more cuddle drinkware.
That's right.
And we got a tumbler and a Hydro Flask. They're fantastic. I used mine on Saturday at a baseball game.
Yep.
Very nice. $25 restaurant gift card or your choice of drinkware. All you got to do is enter a comment, and you're going to be in the prize-a-later contest.
And the drinkware is very durable because my tumbler rolled around the back seat of my truck, and then I opened the door, it fell out, and like plink, plink, plink down the road.
And it survived.
It survived. The lid didn't break. There's really no dents. I was very impressed. High quality stuff here. That's what we're known for.
That's all we do.
Yep. Sad be the day Gardeners gives you a defective drinkware piece.
Won't happen.
We wouldn't want you feeling any certain way about us because of a giveaway item that we do.
Now, we are not responsible for the items you put in the drinkware. Like if the drink is too hot, like Kramer and the coffee, we're not responsible for that. We need to put that disclaimer out there.
What did he settle for? Free coffee for life?
Cafe lattes. Free cafe lattes from life. Where he was for life. Yeah. That was the deal he made, and Jackie Childs didn't agree with that.
In case you don't know, we talk about Seinfeld on the show quite a bit.
Gotta find a way to get it in there.
Yeah. And then football. And especially it's football season right now. So yeah.
There was football yesterday?
There was football yesterday. It ties into my sleep better tip, so I'm not going to spoil it. But, if you're an Eagles fan, you knew your blood pressure was kind of up by the time 7:15 rolled around.
So yours was...
yeah, mine was up.
I mean, I looked at the score, and it was at least 14-0 at one point.
There's the episode. Yep. Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, really, this conversation you could dub right now between like two Eagles fans. Like, we thought we could run a ball, we thought we could defend, we thought we could close out games stronger and not worry about a kicker missing it to win a game. Yeah, it was a frustrating game, but listen, it's a win. It was a win for the Eagles. So if you're an Eagles fan, you're happy. We're getting a comment. We need a disclaimer a lot lately. That's pretty funny. I think that's funny from Chastity. I like it. Touche, I guess. Hopefully that's from a friendly place. I like it though. You need a disclaimer a lot lately. Anyway, or maybe that's in reference to.
I think the hot beverage.
There we go.
You need to disclaim everything as a business, or else you're going to get sued. People are too happy.
That's right. Thankfully, our mattresses, we don't have to worry about too hot, too cold.
And this is true. It's true. Although we do have temperature regulating products.
We have those.
In a benefit.
Yeah. But anyway, temperature was up last night about 7:30 for Eagles fans. We pulled out the win. It's a win. We're 5-0. And in case
the only undefeated team.
I mean, listen, if you're into football, Sunday night this week coming up, the 16th is going to be it's the knockout game, must see TV, must see football. Cowboys Eagles at home at the Link.
It was a good week.
8:20 Sunday night.
It was a good week for Philadelphia fans. The Phillies are in the playoffs,
and
they whooped up on the Cardinals.
I don't even pay attention to that.
Oh man, game 1 was fantastic. They were down by 2 runs going.
Ben gets to talk about
going into the top of the 9th inning. This was Friday afternoon. Nobody gave them a chance. They had been 93-0. The Cardinals were 93-0 during the season when leading after 8 innings. Like shut down, closer throwing 101 miles an hour. He blew up. He imploded. He gave up 6 runs, or they gave up 6 runs. The game ended 6-3. Phillies won the next day. Now they're facing the Braves. Probably Chris's Braves in the NLDS. But the Phillies won. The Mets lost. So if you're, that's akin to the Cowboys losing. That's Cowboys and Mets are like right here. In terms of hatred
from Philadelphia teams.
Yep. And then
since I've watched baseball.
And the Birds won. So Phillies, Mets lost, Birds. Sixers season starts next Tuesday.
It's good stuff. Yeah, hockey's back on. I saw.
Yeah.
This time of year, there's a lot going on.
Usually, Philly has nothing to cheer about, but here we are.
That's right. That's right. Well, if you like this is a show about really great people in Lancaster County, not just about Philadelphia sports. I actually submitted, just as a little aside, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Because we have a great guest this week. I actually submitted to a podcast to represent the Eagles as an Eagles fan on a football flavor podcast. It's called Local Football Flavor.
Yeah.
So local business owners who love their team come on and talk about their team.
So have you heard back from them?
Not heard back yet.
All right.
So
we got to get you on there.
We'll see. Anyway.
Oh, I should also mention, if we turn on it local, Barnstormers won their championship. So
yeah, that looked like they really had a lot of fun.
They blew right through
the High Point
the competition. Yeah.
See, I knew who that was.
That's right. We know High Point.
Yeah.
You more so than I.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I've got to, as a kid, baseball,
it's all right.
They burned me because I grew up in baseball, and then the steroid era hit.
Yeah.
And then
that was a rough time.
The strike era and steroid era, in that order. And I just kind of fell away. It's just like they didn't do much to earn me back as a fan, and I just went away from it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So anyway, you want to watch this show, you can catch it really kind of anywhere a video like this plays, anywhere you have a podcast that you listen to. We're on all the major players, all the major social platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. You can check it out. Just search Lancaster Connects or Gardeners, Mattress and More, and
there we are.
You'll be able to check it out. You'll be able to watch and take us all in our stuttering glory. There you go. There you go.
What do we got going on here?
We're in the middle of our anniversary.
32 years?
32 years. That's right. 32 years. Gardeners has been serving Lancaster County, helping you wake up happy. 11 years with this duo at the helm. And we've got double deals going on. So these are discounts you can pick. So basically that means every day there's a sale and a discount on something in the store that we have. But here's the sweet spot. You get to pick what that is, because everybody's got a little different situation. Maybe you're upgrading to a king size. Maybe you bought a piece of furniture where you don't need a box spring. Maybe you're not doing any of that and you need delivery. So there's discounts that apply to any situation you might have. We help you navigate those savings to maximize your discounts. It's all laid out in front of you. It's kind of like choose your own adventure, choose your own discounts. That's the way it's set up.
Yeah. So our customers don't have to fit into
a box,
into a specific promotion. We learn what they need.
Puts baby in the corner.
that should have been the headline.
That's right. Nobody puts baby in the corner. We don't count your money. We let you maximize your discounts. We don't tell you how it is. You let us know what's best for you. We've also got free gifts. We've got, we forgot to bring them over.
Yeah, it's okay. We showed them last. Well, that would be a reason for somebody to go back to LancasterConnects.com, click on previous episodes, and watch last week's episode.
We're giving you a really cool lounger pillow, snuggle up on the floor, read a book, watch TV, or a pizza stone kit, which last night I was frustrated cutting my stromboli. I couldn't find the pizza cutter. See, there's baby in the corner right there.
That was the quickest video he's ever pulled up. He's got that on like speed dial in the back there.
I mean, how many people love this movie?
Yeah,
so this is why you got to watch this. If you're listening to this on audio, you got to watch this. Patrick Swayze is like just about to go boss on everybody.
I'm pretty certain I have.
There's Newman.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. I don't know that I knew, or I completely forgot that he was in this movie.
Yeah, he's in a lot of different things.
Yeah, Jennifer Grey, Patrick Swayze, rest in peace. Yeah,
Law and Order, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, we're doing free gifts. Pizza Stone. I was lamenting.
What happened?
I couldn't find a pizza cutter, so I was like, was using just about every instrument you could in the kitchen to cut my stromboli, and it wasn't working. And then I finally found the pizza cutter in the wrong drawer. So the lesson is you need multiple pizza cutters because they disappear. I don't know about it's always
or put the dishes away where they're supposed to go.
That's a lot to ask in my house at times. But anyway, you get the pizza cutter, pizza stone kit, really cool little gift, and it's just a gift. You're getting the double deals, and you're also getting 36 months no interest financing, and we do have longer term financing out there if you need it. You know, folks that might spend a significant amount with us might want a little lower payment, longer term. Always stay in that no interest term, though. We always guide you on that. Mm-hmm. But with the 36 months, it's sign, sleep, and dream.
Yeah, 3 years is a fantastic way to
no money down,
invest in what you need, what your body needs to get. Wake up happy every morning and spread out those payments. 3 years, that's fantastic.
Yeah, just like as an example, that's a Tempur-Pedic mattress at home for about $100 a month.
Yeah,
no interest, as long as you pay it off in the 36 months. So, and you literally like sign the paperwork, and that's that. And
that's like 2 weeks worth of Starbucks coffees, right? Like if you pick up a Starbucks on the way to work or something.
Yep.
Easy way to think about it.
That's right. So that's that 32nd anniversary going on, and a big part of what we do and has made us successful is putting this show on, bringing great people on. And with that, we've got Monica Forte from Making Magical Vacations Travel joining us. Hey, Monica, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to come on, and congratulations for those 32 years. I didn't even realize that that's been that long. So that's a huge accomplishment. So.
Yep. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we had the founder of Gardeners on. He started the business in 1990 and retired in 2011. And here we are 11 years after that.
Yeah. So, Monica, we always like to know, our guests want to know, are you a Lancaster native or a transplant?
Well, I am a transplant. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I've been here 44 years. So I don't know if that makes me a full-fledged native yet. I don't know what that is.
After 40 years, I guess so. Up until 40 years, it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of questionable.
Yeah. New Jersey. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Were you South Jersey or North Jersey?
We were the Jersey Shore. We were from Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. So
that's South, right?
Yeah. Still have 3 sisters that live along the Jersey coast there, and lots of family scattered around in Jersey. But my dad was a truck driver and brought us out here, and I'm one of 6 daughters, and 3 of us decided to stay, 3 went back. So
that's cool.
Very good.
That's cool.
So 44 years you've been here. Yeah, I think you're a Lancaster official at that point. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was born in a whole other country, and I've been here 32, and so I think I'm U.S. official.
Yes,
I actually am.
Yes, you are.
As of 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was legal before that. So yeah, I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
and I think I have authority to say that.
I think you do,
because I've done it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. You do.
So anyway, so Monica, you're a travel agent, but you've got a little more to share than just tips on travel.
Yes, I do.
You've got a real interesting story. So, and you love Disney. So why don't we just kind of like kick off with what you love about Disney?
She might like Disney
because you're like an uber fan of Disney.
I am pretty much. Yeah. I mean, Disney has there's so much about Disney that just accumulates our family and our dynamic. And I've loved Disney since I was a kid, and I wanted to be an animator for them years ago. And my dad was a heavy duty truck repair. He had a shop here in Lancaster. And when I was thinking about art and going away from him, he actually pulled me into his business, and I worked with him for a good 9 years before he passed away. So that's where I got my business savvy. Then went into AAA and moderated the three, I would say co-managed the three AAA offices here in Lancaster before 9/11. And then really it came to me, Disney was a thing for us when my youngest son was born. He was critically ill, and that's where this all ties in. We never thought that we could make that journey to Disney as far as way as it is, but we were able to, and that gave us the self-confidence to kind of be that connoisseur of Disney, so to speak. We've had 78 family vacations in 13 years there.
Holy cow.
78, which is a lot. I'm a Disney Vacation Club member for 30 years. So, and I've been directly contracted with Disney for 33 years. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So, as a child, did you go to Disney? Where did that love of Disney come from?
I'll tell you, my dad actually. This is really unique. When he was in his young 20s, he was an independent truck driver from Jersey, going out west he was coming to pick up cast iron light poles and fixtures, and they were taking it out to Disneyland. He was a lifetime cast member back then. All those people who helped create the magic were lifetime cast members. So he was given a lifetime pass and never used it. And
oh, wow.
Back then in the day, fathers were not about vacations like they are now, and he had 6 daughters and a wife. So, he had a lot, he had to make that money quick, and he didn't have time for vacation. So as a kid, no, but I never went to Disney as a kid. I started going back in 1999. It was a honeymoon that my husband and I had. And then from that point on, it just led to 78 vacations in 13 years. Yeah.
And the park has stayed completely the same since you first went to now. Okay. No,
it's evolved, and it keeps evolving. And I think that's what brings, a lot of people to it, those Disney fans that love it, they want to see all the newness about it. And, what I do is, because of the 78 times in 13 years that I've been there, I've gotten to know the resorts a lot. There's over 30 resorts on Disney World's property in Florida. And I really take that unique feel to families that, really want to explore that property while they're there. And we take that frustration and that headache out of it when they go to websites and they're trying to research and they're going on vloggers. And I'm not dismaying none of them, but that's just so much information that just gets them so confused. And what we try to do here at Making Magical Vacations Travel is we maximize their time, because we've done that research. We save them money. I'm directly contracted with Disney, so I get to see those offers that come out before it goes to the general public. And if that falls into the travel plans of our clients, we'll pass that on to them. And then we ensure that they get the most out of that vacation. Because of all the times that I've been there, you could probably blindfold me and spin me around, and I'll tell you exactly where we are.
Yeah. Well, I booked a trip through you. I went with my family back in February, and I was just blown away by your knowledge of the parks, of the lodging, of I'm not much of a travel researcher. I would much rather have somebody put together something and say, here's what you need to do. Because I know nothing. I mean, it's been, I don't know how many years, since like 20 some years since I was at Disney. So to have you in our corner going, you want to do this, you don't want to do this, this other thing, here's where to stay, here's, what all the lodging breakdowns are. That was unbelievably invaluable very, very valuable. So how does that, so I know how it went, but how does that process go with a customer that comes to you that says, hey, I want to plan this magical vacation for my family. what does that process look like? How do you take them through that moment to a successful vacation?
I mean, basically, I interview them. We have like an interview process that we do right up front. I want to get to know them. And a lot of families, multi-generational families, I do a lot with where I'll always ask them this question, how long can you stay under the roof with that family? Can you stay 7 days with them? Because if you can't and you're about ready to pull your hair out, it's not going to be a magical vacation as much as I can try to make it,
And maybe 4 days is better.
Yeah, right. My grandmother used to say after 3 days, fishing companies stink. And I use that logic to them, if you're going to have this magical vacation and everybody's going to do everything together, are you really going to do it together? Or do you want that time away? And what if they're coming in at different hours? And, I have to go through that process of really interviewing the client to really understand them. Some might have dietary issues and mobility issues. And I have to really understand their needs, because sometimes you get these navigators of families where they're just the one, nobody else has a say. It's either their way or the highway. And I got to take that out of there for them. Everybody there is going for that magical vacation. As early as 2 years of age, 85 if grandma and grandpa are that old, So, and maybe they can't be as viable as they can be or they want to be, and there's ways I have to maneuver that family to make it magical for them so that they're not stressed out, that they're not going to hurt themselves. Walking 14,000 steps a day in Magic Kingdom, Ben knows that.
I don't know the numbers, but our feet hurt at the end of every day.
It was a lot. It's a lot of work, and especially when you're huffing and puffing and trying to get to all the attractions and your dining plans and stuff. So basically what we do and how we get started with them is we do this intake of an interview process. And sometimes that might take multiple times to do. I have clients out in Dutch Harbor, Alaska with me for 15 years, and they have multi-families here in the United States. And it's challenging to get them all on a Zoom call, but we were doing Zoom before COVID. So, you got to think outside the box and yeah. And then we're there with them. Like I was with you, Ben, all the questions that you had, whether you're texting me on the phone, I'm trying to get you, it's better to get me via text than it's email because it just takes longer for the email to come. And I actually like to talk to the client rather than put it in an email because a lot gets to, gets misconstrued when it's in an email and stuff. And right there's one of my clients, Chastity Fritz, and they've been working with me. Yeah. She's been working with her husband, God bless him, has been working with me for the past 6 years. And I've done multiple trips with them and they won't do it besides me, they won't do it without me. So Chastity, thank you for the love and the support, I'm always there for their family. And I get to watch these families grow as young as the kids are, they become my kids and I get to see them grow and evolve. And, I have a family where I'm usually called at Women's and Babies Hospital when these grandbabies are born, and in 6 months' time they're going to Disney. And
my goodness,
yeah,
that's a brave. I can't
imagine
family.
what that looks like.
That's not my idea of a
no,
family vacation.
my idea. But I usually say to those families, the kids might not remember it. They're not going to remember it. 6-month-old baby's not going to remember who Mickey Mouse is. It's not the care in the world, but they are. And that's the magic that I bring to those families, Yeah.
So there's a giving aspect to the things that you do behind all of this. It's not just about Disney and not just about travel agents. You've been involved helping some pretty unique organizations make memories that are needed, memories that'll be cherished after folks have since passed on. Tell us some stories about the Wish type organizations that you've worked with.
Thank you, Jeff, for bringing that up because that's close to my heart. I mean, having a child who was critically ill and sick and then passed on is really close to me. And in my podcast that I have, I talk about grief and, bringing those families back to any magical place is a vacation where your memories happen. It doesn't have to be in Disney. And sometimes that gets pushed out, it's the memories are just too hard to bring back because that family member's gone. A lot of that happened through COVID, but some of the charities that I work with is the local Make-A-Wish office here in Lancaster. I also work with After Action Foundation. It's a beautiful foundation for retired vets and vets who are currently serving. This gentleman really wanted to give back to them in a way that before they are deployed, that family could have a vacation, because you never know what can happen. Life is life. I also work with the Ashley Lauren Foundation out of New Jersey. I just had a Make-A-Wish trip back in August for a little girl who was diagnosed with cancer the second time. And she's 5 years old. And I called my top people at Disney and made that magic happen. And sometimes that was at 3 a.m. in the morning. Some of those cast members, their jobs don't end until midnight. So by the time we got on the phone, I was on the phone with them from 1 to 3 a.m., coordinating all this magic for this family of 23 family members going for this little girl. Yeah.
Wow. So that's interesting. So what happens? So when you reach out to Disney to say, I have a Make-A-Wish child who I'm going to be planning a trip for, what are the kinds of special things that happen on the back end?
We call it a level 3, a VIP level 3 for that family. And that was, they bombard that with all of their top leaders and my team leaders that I have to really coordinate how this is going to go, because this family doesn't have, 6 months to a year to plan this vacation. In this time that I had gotten that call was back in July, the end of July. So from August 1st to August 22nd, I was in full load of getting this all planned for them and rearranging everything and talking to resort managers and restaurant managers, because their 60-day window, they were in that 60-day window to have all their dining already booked, and nothing was done because this was so, in advance and so short notice. So she was able to go to Cinderella's Royal Table. She was able to have 2 VIP tours booked. That way it took the stress off the family of not knowing where to go. I was at the point of, but I was ready to fly out. And my team leader said, Monica, we have this. You don't have to. Because I was going to tour them. I felt that, uneasy about going down there. And luckily we were able to get the VIP tour people together with them and make that magic happen that they otherwise couldn't have had done, had they tried to book it themselves. Even the wish agencies and organizations don't have vacation planners. They have the sponsors to book the trip and get the booked and get the stay booked. But when it comes to the planning, that's when I get called in, because I do all of that, And sometimes the magic wand is kind of spent with the pixie dust, but right now it's refueling. So
that's such a beautiful thing, because our trip was fairly simple compared to what the situation that you're describing there. But it was great to know that you were booking the flights and the hotel and the park passes and all that. You're obviously spending an unbelievable amount of time putting a trip together like you're describing there for this family. So that's just a testament to the who you are and the effort that you're putting into making that magical, right, for that family.
Yeah, really, it's the care. The reality, and Jessica's asking your favorite park.
That's a hard one. That's like telling me who my favorite kid is, I would have to say Hollywood Studios, because the Star Wars Galaxy Edge. It's mind blowing. It is just
really, really cool. Yep.
It's a good question. Really cool. It's a hard one for me to answer, but that's a great picture. Yeah, that's a great picture. Yeah.
There you would have. It really speaks your care and concern really is important, because when you think about it, when you're working with those wish type organizations, we all know, but some days we forget that time here on Earth is finite. But certainly in that example of a 5-year-old little girl diagnosed with terminal cancer, that time is finite statement is never more heavy and never more obvious than in those moments. So it's really cool that you have those connections and have that care. And it's neat to see that, Disney as a company steps in to honor that as well. So that's kind of
really neat. One thing, Jeff, that gets me, I get a lot of families going, well, I'm not going to go because of the political way Disney is right now. And I tell them, look, you got to take the politics out of it. If you're trying to make some magic happen, then where else are you going to have that type of magic to go? And sometimes you just got to leave the politics, out of it. And
well, and if the goal is to make it special for the child, the child has no concept of what is going on out here, right?
Yeah.
That, providing them that incredible magical experience is what's most important for that child at that moment.
Yeah, sitting at Cinderella's table is
special.
Whatever Cinderella had going on there.
Cinderella's table. Actually, yeah. Cinderella was there. The VIP tours came, took them right from there. She got into Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, made to look like a princess. And the pictures of her little brother was just astounding. This little boy is 3 years old. He wasn't even born at the time that she was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 2. And I was all about him because you take the focus off of the one that's sick. And usually the siblings are the ones that get left out in the cold, and I was all about him. I wanted to know what his likes were. He loves space. They brought a space helmet for him out of Space 220. And so they did a whole magical thing for him. And yeah, it's just those little things and those questions that I ask these families is, what can we do for little Sebastian? What can we do for these other little ones, whether they have a need or not, it's all about the magic for everybody.
You touched on After Action Foundation. Any cool stories that you can share helping veterans out with some trips that you've helped there?
I've just recently started working with them about 2 years ago, right through COVID. That was actually birthed out of COVID, where this gentleman was, and I'll put you in contact with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I wrote down After Action Foundation as somebody we need to connect with. He's because
a wonderful guy.
Sounds like a good.
He does a lot of fundraisers for these vets, and I'm actually working on 3 trips for him right now. And basically, what he does is he pays for everything. He doesn't want nothing paid for, coming out of the family that they have to pay on their own. The one vacation I did for the one that was actually a Disney. They were from Colorado, and he was going to be stationed over in Ukraine, actually, before all of this started over there last April. And last Christmas, while I was on vacation, he called me up and said, "Hey, Monica, we're, they're not doing something with our credit card, blah, 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 blah." This was like at 11 o'clock at night. I got the resort manager on the phone and took care of it right away. He goes, I never knew anybody could out Disney like you. And, but that's what we do. That's what I do. And, they have to have a headache while they're on vacation, and so I was there, even though I'm on vacation, trying to enjoy Christmas for my family. These families, these folders, they come with me on my trips, in case something comes up and I have to do.
So that's a good point to make for somebody that's thinking about this sort of investment. There's obviously they can purchase a trip online, right? Anybody can book travel and hotels and flights online, but when something goes wrong or they need to get some sort of advice or what do I do, they're at the mercy of those sites that they book through. Or
I'll tell you what, that's a third party, and Disney looks at it as a third party, and their hands are pretty much tied when stuff goes wrong with those third parties. Usually I'll tell everybody, I don't work with faceless brands. They're Expedia, Priceline, Hotwire. Book It went completely bankrupt through COVID because they were not honoring people who booked with them. They're at the time that COVID was going on and things were stalling and, people weren't traveling anymore. They weren't returning their money back. And so I took that on. A lot of those clients who are now clients of mine called me and said, "What can we do? How can we do this?" And the minute I said, "That's a third party," it was out the window, when my clients book with me, they have me and I'm their voice through the supplier that I'm directly contracted with, whether that's Disney, whether that's Royal Caribbean, Beaches, Sandals, Atlantis, Princess, Amtrak Vacations, Viking. There's a whole plethora of travel suppliers that I have years of experience with and built those relationships. So that way, if Jeff decided he wants to go on an Amtrak train out west, if something happens,
I was just going to say, I didn't even know Amtrak had a vacation.
They do.
Division.
American Cruise Lines.
I'm thinking, boy, that's a real interesting vacation going from Lancaster to Coatesville stop. I've seen the cornfields. I don't know what else is there to do. But yeah, you're right. I guess Amtrak Rail does run out to the west and the Rockies and Yellowstone, and probably could make your way up to Alaska.
Make it out to Alaska. We have a lot of great companies that I'm directly contracted with. Cruising right now is starting to, come back in a slow way. And through all that, when the TV and the national news wasn't talking about travel through COVID, we were. I'm directly contracted too with the CDC, the TSA, the FAA. I get all that news from them. And then if it is pertinent to my clientele, they get that information right off the bat. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Chastity says you helped her family out with a scooter and missing breakfast, and that she was grateful for that. So Jessica's had some questions. I guess this is relevant to Disney. What's the best time of year?
Well, the best time of year, I don't do a lot of bookings from June through August because it's terribly hot down there. But the best time, Now,
are there less people there then? I'm sorry. Are there less people there in the summer?
You've got the locals there. You've got people who are off of school. That's the only time they can go.
Okay.
And it's just unbearably, just the humidity is just so oppressive. It's just so oppressive. And people don't realize when the sun goes down, they think that it's going to be cooler. Well, that sun has been beaten on that asphalt all day long. So that's just radiating back up. And it's just, yeah, you don't want to go. A good time to go would be January through May. That's about the least time of the years when people are going and stuff. There used to be a peak calendar and a low calendar, but since COVID, that's been out the window.
Yeah, I actually was on a call with a handful of business owner, entrepreneurs, marketers on Saturday, and there was a discussion about how Disney's actually, to handle bandwidth, is looking to limit local in-state access because the in-state folks, they don't spend money in the park. They go for 3 hours, ride a coaster or two, and go home. Like they don't even buy a drink. So there's a little bit of that going on. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Disney, and then Jessica's got a couple other questions about place to stay and favorite ride. But I think the thing about Disney to understand that I love as a marketer, because that's my role here at the store, is the marketing and the where we go. I think they've done a fantastic job. Happiest place on earth. I mean, from June to August, it's miserable. It's hot. You're sweating just by existing. Your mosquitoes are could give you an IV. But it's the happiest place on earth. Everybody's having a great time. And that's a testament to their experience, which politics aside, all the current day aside, when you go, it is an experience, and it's there's very few companies that can match it.
I also do Disney
except us. We're pretty darn good on
Disney Institute training. I've done that to many local businesses here. I did that through my AAA days, and when Disney was really partnered with AAA, and they're no longer. But I used to do a lot of Disney Institute training. I have all the modules here for companies. Do a lot with Disney college program students. I get them, engaged, and I'm kind of like a den mom to them. I get to see what they're doing, and they'll come back to Lancaster or Harrisburg or York, and you want to keep up with them. What did you learn? What can you move forward with? And so I kind of, get my hand in that too a little bit. So
I'm going to ask you, I got a few questions. So I want to dig into why this is important to you to care so much for, especially for the wish kids and the wish type organizations, because you unfortunately have very personal story connected to that. But before we get into that, we'll answer Jessica's questions about favorite ride and your favorite place.
Favorite ride is Haunted Mansion. I love the Haunted Mansion. Our family goes when we go to Disney. That's the first thing we do is a Magic Kingdom day, and we do our Haunted Mansion there. My son, and you know.
Yes.
Yep.
Plug this.
Yes, I
was
will.
just going to say
so
this.
my eldest son is with the Spirit of Halloween store, and he loves Halloween, and he, that's his thing, and he's all about that. So he grew up with the Haunted Mansion. My son Dominic loves Legos. I'm a Lego Master mom right now. So he was on Wednesday last week. They just introduced him.
Wait, your son was on Lego Masters?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Seriously?
He's on this whole, I can't tell you how long he's on there for. But you got to watch Wednesday.
You don't want to leak anything on this national podcast show. I get it.
We have celebrities.
I
on
could bring
show.
up whenever you want to have them on. I can have you bring them on. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to. Maybe like a Christmas.
Yeah.
Before a Christmas episode.
So,
and then go buy Legos locally at a local store.
There he is. Yeah, there he is. So, Monica, how long is the show on for? Like this season? Is it through like
Christmas because he is
time?
part of the holiday special. So he is part of the holiday special.
Right.
Early in the year, I had to keep my lips tight because we were bound to confidentiality. But he was for about a month, and many people said, "Oh my God, please!" He did not get called over to the Ukraine. He's not mentally sick, and all that. I had to put that out there. No. This is something totally. People who knew him, who loved Lego, kind of thought it through, and they were like, "Is he part of Lego Masters?" And we were like, "He hasn't come on yet. We can't say." But
oh man, that's tough to keep under wraps because you're like proud mama, and you can't say.
I know those shows are real strict. I mean, I signed an agreement once for the production company that does all the Ramsey shows, Gordon Ramsay shows. This was the Hotel Hell show way back. This goes like maybe 15 years now. But all I did was sell 4 queen mattress sets to some hotel that Ramsey was coming in to renovate. And those agreements are pretty intense.
I actually had a couple of lawyers from RPP look over that contract because I was like, what do we do here? What if we say anything? Are we going to be sued? And it was crazy. But last Wednesday night.
Yeah. Well, so you got Dominic, the Lego Master, which is on Lego Masters. We don't want to assume. We'll find out later in the season. You got your son, who is it?
Vincent.
Vito?
Vincent.
No.
So
Vincent. Vincent's at Spirit Halloween, which thankfully this year, I think for everybody involved, is not adjacent to Gardner's Mattress anymore. Nothing against Vincent, nothing against Spirit Halloween, but man, some of their customers are a little extra when it comes to parking lots and where they park and how they negotiate parking lots. Spirit Halloween is up the street at the old Bonton store this year, which I think is fantastic for Vincent and fantastic for them. Ample parking.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, it's like going to a museum. I mean, you really have to plan out your day because they've got so much storage space over there. They got double the size of what they had from last year, and they're really killing their sales for this year. It's just amazing.
I'm sure
what they're doing.
Good for them. Good for them. So Dominic, Vincent, and then we touched on this, why this is important to you. So sadly, you lost your son Tony, and this was, I think this is the care and the heart that you bring to working with people. So why don't you share with everybody a little bit about Tony's story?
My youngest son was born in 2005 with a debilitating intestinal disease, which at the time we didn't know he had. We thought that he was just going to have a normal, healthy baby boy. Everything was good. We lived at the Penn State Children's Hospital for about 2.5 years. We added that up. We never left his side. My sons were 4 and 2 at the time. We would schlep them up there. And it was like a family on that floor. And at that time, I really wasn't into travel. I paused everything because, he was the priority. And then about 4 years into his life, it was determined that he would have to have a 4-organ transplant, and that would be an abdominal transplant. And he was on the list here in Pennsylvania for about 5 years with the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Those 5 years, we did a lot with Gift of Life, Donate Life. They followed our story. Both Vincent and Dominic were very, very big on him, and they actually fundraised on behalf of him. They raised over $200,000 for him in a 5-year period. Yes.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I think that's why Lego Masters really was so close to Dominic and his story, because he's a big TikToker and he talks about Tony a lot. These are pictures of when he did get that call for transplant in 2016. We had to temporarily live in Miami, Florida, where we got the call. And it was hard for us because this was another child's life that was saving our son. But these pictures were only 2 days after that transplant. And yeah, he was up, sitting up. He received the 4 organs. His liver was good. He was actually listed for 5, but he got the 4 organs, and he did wonderful. He did excellent. And that's when I slowly got back into travel. During his lifetime, he got a Make-A-Wish trip in 2009, and that gave myself and my husband the self-confidence of saying, you know what? Why should he be remembering about hospital life when he should be going where he wants to go? So that's what we did. And I contacted Disney right away, and they said, yeah, you can start your own business. This is what we'll need of you. This is what we'll have from you. And, Disney actually saved our family in many, many ways. And, going through the life, like this one father that I talk to so often about his daughter with pediatric cancer. In fact, an hour before I got on here, I was talking to him. You just become that close, and, if she needs anything at CHOP, I'm ready to roll. I told him, I said, I'm ready to go there. And it doesn't matter about the vacation anymore. It's about what their needs are. I've lived that life, and, it's a tough life to have. It's a tough life to have. But when you have people that you can surround yourself with who have gone through it, it kind of makes it a little bit easier, and that's where the grief too.
Yeah.
Out of the grief of my son, it's going to be 5 years come February. I honor him at the Princess Half Marathon in Disney. It's right over that same week that he passed. So it's the best place for me to be. It's, it allows me to be emotional, and yet it allows me to be therapeutic as well, and get to remember some of the cast members that are there that loved him, and, they honor him. We had to have his service at the Clipper Stadium because that's how huge it was. Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up, that the Clipper team and everybody there were really great in sending Tony off, which is another testament to our community.
They were there when he first pitch, and they were there when we had to say our final wishes to him. And they actually told me when I was in Miami after he passed, and they saw this hit the Facebook, they called right away, and they're like, Monica, whatever you need, we're here, and it's a great testimony to our community of a lot of people here. We're very fortunate to have so many great businesses here in Lancaster that are.
Yeah, so I would say, on the Clipper thing, coming in for Tony's funeral and send off, remember that when you're choosing to do something with your family on a Sunday afternoon. If that could be a ball game, go do it. We've talked with the owners there over the years. Maybe winning championships helps things out. I don't know, but I know they're not. They're successful people in their own right, in previous lives or current businesses that they have. But I know their mission for the stadium, and that's for it to be a community entertainment hub. And that's not just baseball. We're going to see that light up here with the Christmas light show. I think they do that this year again. So,
and they did so many fundraisers for us to host fundraisers there, and it just felt home. And when I go back there, it's just home. And, Tony's spirit is just throughout the community. We've got such great support still. Who would have known, out of the grief that I've gone through, that I started a grief group for local moms. It just seemed like it was an epidemic after we got back here and restarting our life after we lost him, that 6 months later came this grief group. And, I'm not a grief expert. I've never been to school for it. But, when you go through challenges in life, you do become an expert. And, it's unfortunate, absolutely. But I'm able to intertwine all of it into the business. And that's what makes us, that sets us apart than other travel agencies that are out there. And there are out there, but, the question that I liked about it was, well, in 2022, we have all of these online sites. I can go ahead and book my own. That's great until something goes wrong, and I have to clean up the mess. Right. And that's what I usually do. I'm like Mary Poppins cleaning up the mess. And once we do that here, then they're here for life. They don't want to go anywhere. And that's what happened to Chastity. I mean, that's how I got to know her. We don't want to do a redo over, but she had to. And, I get a lot from Google. I get a lot from Yelp. A lot of my clients will go into depth in their written reviews and talk highly about us because they want people to experience what we've given them, and they become a family member for life. A lot of them knew my son. They know my sons, and it's just a unique experience here. I had a financial advisor say, Monica, are you ever going to retire? And I said, I don't. Why would I?
Right. You're having too much fun. On your grief group, I mean, is that something you want to share? How people might connect with you on that?
It's called the Dash. We called it the Dash because a couple of moms, when they went for their memorial stones on behalf of their children, the Dash was gone. And that's the most important part of the child's life is the Dash, and, somebody left that off. And you wouldn't think a memorial place would do that, but two of them did. And I just out of the blue, it came to me, we got to call this the Dash. And that's what we call it, the Dash. And throughout COVID, we try to get together, and we're now going to start getting together. And we've added almost so many families to it. It's unfortunate that it's got to be so many families, but it happens. There's a lot of it's, tragic car accidents and suicides is what we see the most. And there's some medical that are there, but it's
so if somebody wants to connect with you, just reach out to you through your social channels that we have here in the show.
Reach out to me here.
Okay. And again, to clarify, Monica, you shared it. You're not a clinician in this. Yep. You're just somebody with a big heart who's been through a big journey, and you're willing to bring people in. That's all. I mean,
that's what we're here for. If I usually say, if my time on earth, if this is my last day on earth, I don't want nothing happening in my soul because I know where it's going. And I'm going to have my son up there. I have two other sons that I've never got to know. They were through miscarries. So, had a total of 5 sons. 3 are in heaven. That's what I usually say. And I've got 2 here that are grounded. And we're blessed. We're blessed, And And this is blessed, and it's just right now travel demand is so high, it's just crazy, but it's coming back strong, and that's what we're here for, is to give that peace of mind to families when they're thinking about doing travel and what they can do. The only thing I will not sell is Carnival cruises. I do not like them, and I will not sell them. I want to save my kids. I don't want to lose them.
Very good. Well, we'll let people reach out to Monica about her feelings on Carnival offline. This way, nobody gets in trouble.
There you go.
How about that? So before we wrap up our time, let's jump into our connection cocktail. A quick 1, 2, 3 punch of things you like to do around town. So I'm going to start off.
Kick it off.
What's your favorite thing to do in Lancaster when you're not out traveling the world?
I like going to local. We just did Strasburg over the weekend, and we went over to the Harvest Days of Landis Valley. And I'm now starting to do that, discover what's in your town. It's part of our travel page that we're going to be doing. And, just to get people out and about, and, maybe they want to have inexpensive ways of traveling right now. That's what we do. Yeah.
That's awesome. In Lancaster, is there a favorite annual event that you like to do or go to?
I mean, other than the harvest days, and I just found out about that. I mean, that was our family tradition that we would do at Landis Valley, was the harvest days. The other thing I love to do is go out to Gettysburg, but when the annual event there happens, you just can't move. That's usually July, but I would say the harvest days. I would say
that's cool.
Yeah,
harvest days are cool. Yeah, it's right around the corner from my house.
All right. Well, this one's always interesting to me because I like to see how our guests break it down.
Yeah,
if they break it down.
They typically do.
Yeah. So Turkey Hill for convenience stores, Turkey Hill, Sheetz, Rutter's, or Wawa.
And why?
Well, let's see. I love Sheetz. I love their fast food. I just had one of their breakfast burgers today, and you can't top that. As far as Turkey Hill, and I'm going back in the days of when my dad worked on their trucks. I love Crater's ice cream. That is by far, Crater's is the best. And Rutter's, Wawa. I mean, Wawa, I go for their soft pretzels. That's about it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Sheetz is the winner. It
when it comes to
breakfast at Sheetz.
I could see doing an ice cream wars sort of thing. There's a lot of locally made good ice cream out there.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Well, very good. Monica, thank you for your time. Yeah, I've known you for a while, learned a couple things about you today. So, we've been showing how to get a hold of Monica. It's in the show notes here. Making Magical Vacations Travel. That's what she does. mmvacationstravel.com is where you go. And again, anywhere you're listening to this or watching it, in the notes, you can be able to connect with Monica really easily. Somebody who really cares. I think she's showing you a piece of her heart today. And we were just really happy to have you on. So
I love you guys. You know that. So anytime I can support you, I'm there. So, yeah. And hopefully,
awesome.
And I'll just say this quickly. Hopefully, the royal family will be going on their trip after how many years? It's been, with COVID, they just couldn't because we had to switch everything up. But
yeah. We awarded a vacation trip.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was so long ago, I had to think about it. We actually gave away a Disney vacation years ago to a customer, and looks like they're fixing to go on it. So
come January, they're going. So there's their folder. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
That file's been probably well traveled.
Yes,
I would imagine
it's been traveled.
Monica, I thought you said the royal family, and I'm thinking like the folks from England. Like what does that matter? I got you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Monica. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Yep. Well, listen, if you're ready to be a guest on our show, go to lancasterconnects.com/guest. Jump on that show. Tell us why you feel you're a good fit to be on the show. We always kind of want to have that human impact, that good connection to our community impact and connectivity, if you will. So if you're a charity, if you're somebody doing well, somebody who approaches business with a big heart like Monica does, you're a great fit for the show. So jump on there and we'll take it. We'll take it from there. lancasterconnects.com/guest. Ben, how do people get in on prizes? Last call for prizes.
Last call. Got to get those comments in. We might have a record for comments during a show. It's close.
Lots of comments.
Actually, the last handful of episodes have been really really good comments.
The Zuckerberg algorithm likes comments, so I like it.
That's right. Good. So get your comments in. Restaurant gift card or some less snore, more cuddle drinkware.
And my sleep better tip, I alluded to earlier in the show, don't get your blood pressure up before you go to bed.
Ooh, good one.
Because I was up till 12:30 this morning thinking about football for crying out loud. I'm a big football fan. I got wrapped up in it.
You are.
And so overanalyzing it. There's a lot of good forums that I go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reality is stay in that sleep routine. And one of those parts of a good sleep routine, and really what's being called sleep hygiene, is to have your blood pressure be lower. So in that routine, you know, a non-caffeinated tea, a warm beverage without caffeine, you know, don't read a book or watch TV that gets you hyped up like I did. You know, things like that.
You're putting Cowboys fans in their place, which is good. You know, that's all right. You can do that.
If they just stay in their box where they belong, on the bottom shelf with their VCR tapes of their championships, it'd be good. But anyway,
you're doing good work.
But anyway, in the book, we go over all kinds of sleep better and sleep improvement tips. We'll mail you a copy. You go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep better, and we'll mail you a book for free. I saw 3 of them in the mail slot today to go out, or mailbox today to go out, that is. So we're happy to send that to you because we believe in helping the community that supports us. And part of that purpose that we have here is to unlock your true potential and happiness through better sleep. So we'll send you the book for free because we believe it.
We got a handwritten testimonial that came in over the weekend from Teresa. Teresa writes, I've always had a good experience at Gardner's. We've gotten several mattresses from there over the years, and I love my rubber pillows, her natural foam rubber latex pillows. And bamboo sheets are awesome. I've been using them for the last 3 years. So, point there. Obviously, we sell mattresses and help people wake up happy, but a good, important components to good sleep goes beyond just the mattress, right? We often talk about the mattress, but your sheets and pillows.
I like when Ben gets fired up.
Oh, baby, let's go. So foam rubber latex pillows, we've got an awesome assortment of pillows there. But bamboo sheets, man, we're kind of getting out of bamboo sheet season. I was just talking to Lindsay last night, like we should probably switch to flannels. I like my flannels, but the bamboo from mid-spring to like right around now, you can't use anything else. Like those bamboo sheets, they're nice and cool to get into summer nights. They remain cool through the night. I don't like to sleep hot, and I normally sleep hot if I'm somewhere without my bamboo sheets. Yep. So, and also she references that she's been using the sheets for 3 years. A lot of times cheap sheets wear out. They get the sandpapery feel, the little pillows.
Yep.
Our bamboo sheets, 4, 5, 6+ years of use. And you should replace your sheets. There's a lot of things in life you got to replace. They're not going to last forever, but you don't have to worry about pilling and tearing and stuff like that. So sheets and pillows.
That's right. And I'll add a little sleep better tip. If you can, give yourself a fresh pillowcase each night.
Ooh.
Just saying. I've acquired a number of pillowcases over the years. For samples.
Yep.
Sampling purposes.
It's interesting.
And I've begun changing them out. And that's little bougie Jeff here. We're getting some inside ball.
Yeah, it's like every day you get a little refresh.
That's
right. Your pillow. I like that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Just saying.
Bougie Jeff.
Bougie Jeff. If you have the means, go do it.
Yeah.
Change your life. Nothing like it.
Yep.
Anyway. I think our last order of business is the prizelator, so we're going to get that fired up.
It's got it.
There's a lot of comments, but I think there's only 3 players today. Oh, somebody threw in the last one. Jessica, you won. And Jessica, thank you again. Jessica was so nice, sent me like 7 or 8 great charities to reach out to, and I've done that, and we're in motion and connections and emails back and forth now. So thank you so much for caring about the show and having us bring your connections and your great charities forward. So thank you for that.
Yep. She's always watching.
Really welcome watching right now. So thank you, Jessica. We appreciate you tremendously. I think that's the show. It was a good one.
Wrap it up.
That's good. So we'll see you next week. So look at this face. If it's 3 times happier, you know who won the game. If he's alone, you know who lost. We'll see you next week on the show.